Before we get started, just a quick disclaimer. This podcast is for educational purposes only. For legal and financial advice, please seek help from a licensed professional. Thank you. Today's show is also sponsored by IAR Property Solutions. If you're looking to sell, buy, or renovate your property, IAR will be by your side through the merry real estate ride. Welcome to the Humble Hustle Podcast. My name is Antoine Basquiat, and I will be your host for today's episode. I like that faith. I think you have to have that faith. You know, I know you love Nipsey Hussle, man, and that it's a marathon. You know, it's a marathon, and it's a fact.
I'm telling you, what's crazy is that, you know, even while we're on this topic right now, legit, I just got that. I know it's back.
You got another tat?
Yeah, I got, son. So I got this tatted literally last week.
Okay.
So 735. So, and I put it right here for a reason. Like, the tattoo artist asked me 10 times, is that where you want to put it? And I said, I want to put it there because no matter what, I can always see it. No matter where I turn it, I can always see it. If I'm working out, I can see it. If I'm working, I can see it. If I'm taping, I can see it. If I'm holding my kids, I can see it. If I'm driving, I can see it. So the 735 is the house I grew up in, you know what I'm saying? Like in the South Bronx section, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, that just always reminds me of the people and everybody that I grew up with, to just never forget where you came from, you know, no matter what. You may think things are bad. You know, I'm somebody that I just feel like I never have a horrible day. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm always grateful just to open the eyes and step 2 toes down, you know what I'm saying? But 2 feet down. And then I got the marathon flag tatted right there in between. And then I got right here, you know, the slogan, be great.
AT.
But lately I've been saying be grateful. So it says be great with the capital AT, but at the same time it says be grateful. You know what I'm saying? Because that's just what it is, bro. Like, you know.
That's a good tattoo for you, man, for real.
Oh, yeah, and literally where I put it at, literally the tattoo artist kept asking, yo, you sure you want to put it there? You sure you want to put it there? You sure you want to put it there?
I think in order to stay humble, man, you got to know where you came from.
Oh, yeah.
And in order to be grateful, you got to know, first of all, where you at now. You got to appreciate where you at. And honestly, I know you be posting a lot of stuff on Instagram about being grateful and everything like that too. And it made me, every time I see it, it makes me sit back and be like, all right, well, how can I have a bad day? How can I feel bad about my situation, knowing how life used to be, knowing how hard I worked for it, how much hours I put in to be where I'm at.
Right.
So you got to take that little moment in that grind, that when you grind it passionately, and you know it's a marathon, and you having faith, you got to take some steps. You know, take a step back and give yourself some flowers, give
100%.
yourself some grace. You know, because it's like you said, it's a roller coaster. Because that high is great, but when you're at that low, you got to feel grateful. You got to have that faith. You got to feel passion. So,
and the thing is just like you said. I think what really made me want to start what made me really want to start promoting gratitude is just because, just how many times do you see in the news or in social media where it's why is X amount of team or whatever team, why are they injured so much? Why is this? Why is that? So I think, the biggest thing that ATs do, we just all stick together, bro. Obviously, anything, there's some outliers that try to ride for themselves, and that's what it is. I don't ever shut the door on anybody. And I think that's the biggest thing that people understand. I'm me, I may answer late, you know what I'm saying? I may answer hella late. I may answer 4 or 5 days later. I'm just being honest here. How it goes. But I never shut the door on anybody. I never look down on nobody. I never feel like that I'm above anybody, because guess what? At the same time, I'm still going through a similar day that you're going through. I'm still going through the full long days. I'm still making sacrifices. I'm still losing X amount of time with the family, knowing that we're in the season. So, what's the point of me making feel like that, just because you're there, I'm here, or I'm here and you're there, you know what I'm saying, that we can't have a simple conversation just to help our day, you know what I'm saying? So I think where the gratitude came from of me promoting is just the fact of the matter is a great mentor of mine that I was under at UTSA, and now he's at NC State, and I talk to him on a weekly basis, bro. Like he kind of put a whole perspective to me after leaving the NFL as an intern and going into that college football realm at UTSA. The biggest thing, like we was fighting, like we was fighting just to make that place better, and it's way better than what we left it. Especially right now. And I think the biggest thing is he always used to tell me, give grace. Every day I think I was like, what, like 26, 27, like I was like 25, 26. And I'm just like, bro, why don't we have this? Like, why don't we have that? Like, yo, this is all for the athletes. This is all for the athletes. Like I was like, there was a point where I'm like, do I care too much? Like, and like, what's up? And he used to just sit there and be like, yo, you got to give grace, bro. Give it time and give grace, because they want that for the athletes as well, but give grace. But at the same time, he's like, remember where you came from. Like he used to personally tell me his story too. His name's Dan Bellamy. He's awesome. He's like, bro, I came from a JUCO. I came from Coppin State, where we was, we really just couldn't get it. I had to make things happen. He's like, you was at Bethune-Cookman. You seen how it is. Like, he's like, give grace, bro. Like we gonna get there. And I think that's just one thing. Like lately, I just been wanting to really promote it out there of like, yo, like this is not a facade. This all comes from gratitude, bro. Like that's why when there's probably some people that follow me on Instagram that's like, yo, he's really gonna do this 82 times of putting game day gratitude. And I'm like, yes, because I know some people in this game, bro, that was in this part of the profession last year, and unfortunately they not here this year. Whatever the situation was, but guess what? Like they not here this year. You know what I'm saying? You think that they're not missing this? You think they're not seeing that? You know what I mean? Like, how dare I? You know what I mean? Like, yes. So that's why, yeah, I got a lot of gratitude for this, because people got to understand, like, wherever you at, not even just in this, wherever you at, it's a blessing, especially if you in a better position that you was the year before, or the day before, or the hour before. Like
life can change in an instant.
Like it's a New York minute. You know how we say, like anything can happen in a New York minute. So that's why I'm just grateful, because at the end of the day, like, yes, I do got a lot of gratitude. Like what? Like, yes, I soak it in every game. Like pregame when the national anthem's going off, bro, I literally put my hands behind my back and close my eyes, and I just say thank you. And I'm saying thank you just consistently through the whole national anthem. Through the whole national anthem. I'm just like, thank you. And I just open my eyes and I'm like, okay, this shit's not a dream. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I always did that. Always do the sign of the cross walking out, even when I was at Michigan State, because that's huge too. I'm like, yo, like what? Like, this is Michigan State football, like top college football. Like, in the NFL, and I feel like it stemmed, to be honest, bro. I feel like, you came to visit me with the Vikings, and you came on the last game, if you remember, when we played the Bears. I didn't soak it in enough, because you want to know what I was doing? Thinking too much about the future. Thinking too much about the future. How many times was I sitting there that weekend telling you, yo, like, I'm playing on my next move. 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 I'm telling you, Josh, Judens, I'm telling all y'all, like, I'm Big Jim, Tim. I'm like, I'm playing on my next move. I'm playing on my next move. And what happened? Like that, bro. Boom. Like that. That was the last game. Was all of us taking pictures on the field. And I'm not downplaying any experience I got, but I took it for granted, bro. Yeah. What I thought I was gonna be in the I thought I was gonna be in the NFL for straight. And what happened? Not one opportunity. And I feel like that was a huge eye-opener and lesson of like, yo, no matter where your feet are, you be there and you be grateful for it. And you maximize the experience. So that's why I say gratitude all the time. That's why I say be grateful. That's why it's tattooed on me now. Yep. That's why, bro. Because you got to. You get so lost, especially at the young buck.
Yeah.
Early on, what was I, like 22? That age was like 22. Like man, come on, man. Like it was
That was a
almost
good time.
it was a great time. It was a great time. Don't get me wrong, it was a great time. It was a great time. It was awesome. But like even with those mentors still playing a big time in my life to even get me up to this point, I told myself I'll never take it for granted ever again. I'll never just be in the moment of like my wildest dreams and I'm like, okay, what's next? Okay, what's next? Okay, what's
Yeah.
next? Okay, what's next? What's next? What's next? I was so busy on the what's next that when that last game finished and I came home to y'all and we was and then y'all left and I realized, oh, I only got 2 months left to be an intern here.
Yeah.
Okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, wow. Like
That was fast.
that was fast. And
Yeah.
like my mentor at the time, who's literally like a father figure to me now, it's like, hey man, like I'm gonna start throwing your name into some jobs, bro, but like ain't not really too many NFL jobs open right now. And I'm like, damn. Like Lee, I'm like, damn. Like for real? He's like, yeah, this cycle is not moving, man. He said, but don't worry, like just keep doing your thing. I got your back for life. And he really do. Like I get lunch with him every time I go to Minnesota, bro. Like, but like I told him the same story. I'm like, bro, like I tricked that off. Like not in a bad way, but like personally, I tricked it off. So that's why I say gratitude, bro. I know that was a lot, but like it's the truth.
I think, man, like you need to have those low moments.
Right.
You need to have those low moments because if you don't have those low moments, you can't have the high moments, or at least you won't be able to appreciate it and learn from it. I think a lot of people are afraid of failure.
Right.
Or and they think failure is a bad thing, but failure is a good thing because like you learn so much from that.
Right.
Like but yeah, man, yeah, having those failures, I think plays a big role in a lot of your successes, and I think it's also how you kind of understand or figure out that this profession or whatever you're doing is for you. Because if you can go through the failures and say like, okay, well, I'm going to go through those failures and I'm going to come out better. I'm going to learn from them.
100.
You got to learn from them. So
right, you got to. And I think the biggest thing is just the fact of the matter is like learning from them is the biggest part. Like you can learn from it and you could grow through it and you don't make that same mistake, then hey, like you understand. But like there's no way that you could understand like how to get better without going through that. You know what I'm saying? So I think the biggest thing is just I never regretted the fact that I had to go through that feeling of especially like when that last day came. But I understood that that wasn't the end of my story. I'm like, I'm just getting started. You know what I'm saying? So like my New Yorkism, if you want to say, was like, it's all good. Next.
yep.
Like
Next.
you know, like
Yep.
I was in my feelings for like a week. And then I was like, well, guess what? Like the biggest thing is that now you did what you had to do. Like you got the right people behind you. You did this. Like you got into that. Like I was the first King's College athletic trainer to get a seasonal.
Damn, I didn't even know that.
I was the first one to get a seasonal. There was people that got summers. I was the first one to get a seasonal. I was the first one that experienced an entire season of the NFL from King's College.
Wow.
Not only was that the case, but I was with one of the most award-winning and best staffs in the NFL. You know what I'm saying? Till this day. And even to this day, look how I got here because of them. You know what I'm saying? So I know personally, I thought I tricked it off, like just from the fact of like I took it for granted and didn't realize what was in front of me because I was looking so far in the future, and that's why I don't do that no more. And I haven't done it since. But at the same time, I had to get back in my bag, as people say, and say, yo, like, we good. This was only your first year as an certified athletic trainer. This is only the beginning, bro. Open that laptop and let's plan the next move to make sure you get back to where you want to be and you keep pushing to where you want to be. You know what I'm saying? And at the same time, I understood that like yo, I'm not just trying to be an intern my whole life. Like, we got to make moves. We got to make moves. We got to make moves now. Like, here we are. You know what I'm saying? So I think the biggest thing that I still got to this day is this Vikings book. I wish I brought it with me just to flash it. It's a Vikings notebook, and I call it my marathon book. Way before Nipsey Hussle passed away, just always listened to him, like even while we was in college. And it's called the Marathon Book. And from the point of that first day, after being in my feelings for one whole week, being honest, I started planning out, and I'm planning out, and I'm planning out. And I still got every page in there to the point that the ink is kind of smudged now. From March 24th, 2017, a week after I was done with the Vikings.
Wow.
A week after just like trying to figure out like, okay, like, I got a little too cocky. I thought I was gonna have an NFL job and whatnot, but guess what? Slap in the face, back smack, get back to reality. Let's go.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So like, I always write down everywhere that I've been, everywhere that I planned out. I got interview notes in there from interviews that I did, jobs I didn't get.
Wow.
Notes on how I could have done better in that situation. Notes how I could have done better that year. And it's all the way up until now. And I'm at the point of my second year in the NBA. And I always just go back in there and just flip through. And I still got blank pages in there from 2017. I still got blank pages in there. And I think it's something that I hold dear to me simply because not only does it remind me of the grind and each step that I did, it allows me to share experiences, especially with students who may hit me up and say, man, bro, I'm trying, and I'm just not. I'm like, listen, bro, I've been in your shoes, bro. I've sent them emails. I sent 25 emails a day. I'm sending LinkedIn messages before LinkedIn got popping. I'm sending Facebook messages. I'm asking people to put me on. I'm telling people like, yo, just get me in the building. Get me on an interview, and that's it. Like I'm using my last dollars to go to conferences and whatnot. I done did it, bro. I done did it. I done had to live at my mom's crib for a couple months in between transitional jobs. I'm being transparent here because this is what we're talking about. I done still had to ask my mom for money coming up into this at certain points. You know what I'm saying? Because she believed in me and understood, like, nah, like, you do what you want to do. Like, don't just take any job. You do what you want to do. There was a point where I was like, I'm just gonna be a swimming and I'm not knocking swimming and diving athletic trainers, but that wasn't my goals.
Yeah.
There was a point where I was just like, yo, I'll take a swimming and diving job. I'll take whatever. Like, I'll take a clinic job. Like, and I'm not knocking physical therapists either. And I know it's better relationship between physical therapists and athletic trainers now, but there was a point where, coexisting wasn't too much in the plan. But like, there was people that was telling me like, yo, you're not about to get a big time job with just as an athletic trainer. You better go back to school and go get a PT. And there was times where I was like, maybe you're right. You know what I'm saying? But then, who is this person telling me this? You know what I'm saying? Like, let me get in my bag real quick. I'm humble, but like, who are you to tell me that?
Yep.
PT school's a lot of money at the time, and like I was already in the loans and all that stuff. Like, I'm like, we're not doing that. We sticking to plan A. Plan A. And here we are. Plan A still working. It ain't done. I want to emphasize to people, like, it ain't done. We just at a point where like we still going and this is it.
Yeah. Yep.
It's at every point it's never been it's always been, every experience has been this.
Yep.
Trending on the charts, bro. So like
fall forward.
Yeah. I think the biggest thing is, I think the biggest thing is just like overall, like in a summarization is just it's just keep going, bro. Like, it's like too many people get to a point in their journey where it's like they want to stop. You know what I mean? And it sounds cliche, but like you really just got to keep going. There's a point in journeys, you know how it is, especially being an entrepreneur. I done, you know what I'm saying? Like that's just like for real. Like you flipping houses, you getting units and whatnot.
Appreciate you, man.
I'm giving you your flowers just as much, bro. I think the biggest thing is just whatever you do, just go hard in it. And whatever you do, just pour into it. Because I think our generation is just different when it comes down to being go-getters. I can't tell you the amount of times at conferences that generations above us, way older than us, that was like, oh man, like, I wanted to pursue that so bad, but XYZ happened. And I just said, let me just go through this. And I'm like, man, I feel bad for you. I tell people that. I'm like, yo, honestly, don't take this the wrong way. I feel bad for you. Because I never want to feel that.
And that regret.
And that's why I'm grateful to have the people around me and have the significant other that I have and have the family around me and like people like y'all. Like so many people got regrets in this game. So many people got what ifs in this game. Ain't no what ifs. Like, you ain't got one life to live. Like, you gotta live it to the fullest, bro. So just go get it, no matter what it is. Not even just as an athletic trainer. It just so happened to play out that that's the profession that I'm in, but like in whatever it is, bro. So yeah, man. That's the biggest thing, though.
Well, I think that marathon book needs to be published, dude. You need to be you gotta add author to that title.
Yes, man. Manifesto, man. It's just crazy because like like I kind of touched on too, just to conclude that part. I was the first one with the Vikings and as a seasonal. And I'm just gonna be honest and just say like King's College to the rest of programs of like Ohio State and all that, everybody's like, where's King's College? And I just used to say, you ever watch the show The Office? Yeah, Wilkes-Barre Screen. Being able, one of my mentors from King's, if you remember him, named Dave Marchetti, like he always told me when I got that job, he's like, just remember, it's not just your last name on that, it's us on that too. So go do your thing. I take a lot of pride into the fact of being, I'm just going to humbly flex here. After that year that I went, them dudes called me back every year saying, yo, you got anybody for us? You got anybody for us? Who ended up going through it? Andrus. Who ended up going through it? B. Higgs. I done put on so many young bucks in this, just being honest and humble. I done put on a lot of people just from the simple fact of getting the job done somewhere previously, and that's why I still do it. I'm like, yo, like, it ain't just about me. Like, I've been in the NBA for 2 years, and I got people who call me from other teams. That's like, yo, I got an opening. You got anybody? And I'm like, bro, like, that's just coming from the fact of how you are as a person, and that coming from the fact of the work that you do, which is why I keep going. Like, you don't know what you're gonna be able to set up for the next person. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just what it is, bro. And people got to understand that just a little bit more. I think that's missing nowadays of like that selflessness on why you do things like this. Like, that's being selfless, being able to work hard for the next person, being able to set up for the next person. You know how much a flex it is that not only do I control my own destiny, but I'm able to put somebody on. Like, I love putting people on. I just got off of the phone 2 days ago putting 2 people on. Like,
it's like watching your kid grow, man. It's like, look at you making me proud. That's awesome.
It's crazy. And like, I tell people, like, even like students that I mentor or like old students, I'll be like, yo, listen, man. Or hey, listen, miss, listen, man. And like, what's up? Like, they don't owe me nothing. They'll be like, yo, I owe you so much. Like, thank you. I'm like, my only thing to you is don't F this up.
Yep.
I don't want nothing from you except don't F this up. I don't want nothing from you. You don't need, I don't want nothing from you. I'm doing this off the genuine, and it's always about the people, and it's always about the relationships. And guess what? You're going to keep climbing this ladder to the point where I may call you in the future and say, I got another young buck, the same way you was a young buck.
Mm-hmm.
I see that you the head AT at University of Oklahoma football. And guess what? My young buck, who I'm bringing up in this right now, wants to do Oklahoma football. What's up? Like, we talk, and it always works out. Because guess what? I don't look for nothing else. I don't look for you to give me no shout out. The shout outs are great, but I don't look for you to feel like you need to thank me in every single thing that you do. And which is great. It's awesome. Like, it makes me humble. It puts a big smile on my face. But at the end of the day, the easiest part of anything that I always say is that you got it. After you get it, what you gonna do with it? I pass you the ball.
Yeah.
You're gonna keep scoring. You're gonna keep getting rebounds. You're gonna keep what you doing with it. So my biggest advice that I tell them is don't F this up. That's the best way you could pay me back. Don't F it up. Because guess what? You're gonna be paving the way for somebody else, bro. So
Damn.
yeah.
From doorstep to front lawn delight, IAR will make you right. Come on. Closing smooth, paperwork clean, we're the best you've ever seen.